Hi guys. I didn't realize that the timer ran out and I was looking at something else. Hi, hello, how are you guys doing tonight? We are getting a little bit of a late start on stream today. I was actually really tired, and so I decided that I wanted a longer nap. And I took a longer nap, and that was glorious. The longer nap was amazing. It was wonderful. But I've been kind of off kilter ever since because it's much darker outside than it normally is when I start getting ready for everything. So I've just been a little bit scatterbrained right now, but we're doing good. We have coffee. We have Castlevania Portrait of Ruin tonight, which we are going to play. It is the 40th anniversary of Castlevania this year. The game series was originally launched in September 1986, and we actually have a brand new Castlevania game coming out this year, and I am super excited about it. That is Castlevania Belmont's Curse, and it is being done in conjunction with Konami and Evil Empire, which is the development team that worked on Dead Cells, which we should probably play on this stream at some point. Dead Cells it plays a lot like Castlevania, but it's a roguelike, so you're not really intended to get through it all in one sitting. It's got that gameplay loop where you go through, you die, you unlock a bunch of stuff, and you try to get further the next time. Hello to Dad Jokes and Trial Fan who are in the chat. I hope you guys are doing wonderful. We've been listening to the soundtrack for Castlevania Portrait of Ruin. How is everybody doing at this time? I hope that you guys have had a wonderful week. We're gonna go ahead and pop into our collection here. I picked up the Castlevania Dominus Collection, and I'm pretty excited for it. I haven't actually played any of the games on here except I did start a file on Castlevania Portrait of Ruin just to kind of get my overlay set up. We got this nice little animation going on in the background, but we'll go ahead and skip that and get started here. So this game originally came out for the Nintendo DS. So it was intended to be played on a screen this big. And I'm really excited to have an official PC port of it. I have played it on a DS emulator before, but because the game was intended to be played on the DS, the Nintendo DS had two screens. It had a bottom screen and a top screen. And that meant that you played the game, I think on this one, I think you played it on the bottom screen, and then there was map and your inventory information was on the second screen up top. So we are going to go ahead and get into it and start us a new file. New game. This is one of my favorite Castlevanias. I think it's probably up there, like second or third behind Castlevania Symphony of the Night. So this is kind of weird because you have the touch screen, and I don't know why they really did this, but they wanted you to draw your own emblem, and I'm gonna try to do this, but my handwriting is terrible. So we're gonna do a W for wobble. There we go. Got it. 1944. The world is in chaos. The Second World War has claimed millions of lives, leveling cities, destroyed nations. The souls of the war's dead blanket the planet, lost, hurt, and angry. Their anguish summons an accursed castle of legend. It has appeared many times throughout history, bringing with it evil and darkness. The castle of Dracula, the Lord of Darkness. It arrives in mankind's dark side, blah, 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 blah. I couldn't read fast enough for the last line of it there. That whip, there's no mistaking it. You're Jonathan Morris. Good eye. And you are? Ah, forgive me. I am Vincent Doran. By order of the church, I have been awaiting you. To think that the master of the legendary vampire killer would come here. A blessing indeed. Too bad he can't actually use it. Charlotte, can't you even pretend to play along for once? Well, that's the truth, isn't it? You can't lie to a priest. What? Are you suggesting the whip is a fake, then? She's right. I can't use the vampire killer. This whip wasn't originally within my family. You've heard of the Belmont family, haven't you? Why, of course I have. They've used that whip for generations to destroy Dracula. And the family is related to the Morris family by blood. Been doing your research, huh? Unfortunately, the fact is, we're not the true successors. But hey, no problemo. I've won every battle till now without the whip. Not one loss. Not only that, but I'm here too. Yes, I was wondering about that. You are? Well, excuse me. If you're from the church, then remember this. I am Charlotte Aulin. Charlotte? I've heard that name before. Charlotte. Oh, you must be the great magician everyone's been talking about. Great, you say? Unbelievable. To think that she was a mere child. Oh, well, I mean such a lovely young lady. You heard that, Jonathan? He called me lovely. So anyway, Vincent, you had some business with me? Oh, yes, I do. I've been ordered to assist you in your quest. I brought potions with me, but well, what? It's a matter of economics. You want us to pay you, right? Well, if you insist. Sure, no problemo. I think we can take care of that. You can take care of that. But more importantly, the castle. Is that really Dracula's castle? No one has seen Dracula thus far. However, the church insists that it is indeed Dracula's castle. No doubt about it, this castle is pulsing with dark magical power. I can't imagine it's anything but the castle of Lord Dracula that I studied in the books. Sounds like fun. Come on, better get going then. Charlotte? Right with you. Be careful. I'll search for a safe place. I'll meet you inside. Farewell. Let's see if he has anything else to say. I don't think he does. But be careful. Nope. So what's kind of cool about this is the way they've done it in the PC release is you permanently have your map and your inventory data over on the right. So I like that. Switch main player character with Y. Call partner with B. Press again to send partner away. I can't get the bridge to open on my own. Maybe if there were two of us. So one thing that's really unique about this game is you don't just control one player. You control one character and then the computer controls your ally. You can swap between them. And it allows you to use different characters at different times. And then you can also dismiss your partner. Your partner takes damage. They use mana. And when you run out of mana, you can't use your special abilities. Got a new tome for Charlotte. Let's see here. Oh, I accidentally hit the cursor somehow. So Jonathan cannot use the Vampire Killer Whip very well, so we're going to swap over to his short sword. And the reason for that gets explained later on. How's everybody doing tonight? Fun fact, this monster that is chasing us right now shows up in Rondo of Blood and actually chases Richter in that game. And then the corpse of the behemoth is actually seen in Symphony of the Night. So apparently it has been revived since then. Alright, we got a new ability. What do we got? Throwing knife used by hunters. I don't think we can reach this yet. Yeah. Can't get to that one just yet. Call partner to have them stand still on the spot. Raging fire. Let's see, how do we... Trying to remember all the controls here. There we go. Raging fire is one of my favorite abilities, and I love that you get it early on. Of course, if she takes damage, it interrupts her charging. So that kind of sucks. Let's see. Got some headgear for Jonathan. Something's here. It's not human. A monster? No, wait. I don't sense any evil from him. Ah, you can sense my presence. Who are you? A ghost, as you can see. Ghosts have no need for names. Incredible. He managed to stay sane despite the castle's evil influence. How is it possible? I don't know about you, but he sure seems shady to me. Think what you will. It's your choice. However, can you truly destroy me with a whip you can't even use? Only one way to find out. Wait, hold on. How do you know he can't use the vampire killer? Huh? I find it very odd to find a ghost not controlled by the power of Dracula's castle. A smart girl, compared to this foolish boy. Just before I died, I cast a magic barrier on myself, binding my soul to this place. I'm free of the castle's control, but I'm trapped here. But a paranormal entity like you can easily be affected by magic. Casting a barrier that repels the castle's power is impossible, even for me. Just who are you? My name is meaningless, but I suppose you need to call me something. Very well. Call me Wind. Mr. Wind. Just Wind is fine. Alright, Wind, what are you doing here? Didn't you hear him? He's trapped here, remember? I understand that, but if he truly has this much power, he could use other methods besides just binding his spirit here. My, you really are a bright little girl, aren't you? Stop treating me like a child. My name is Charlotte. Okay, got it. And who's this kid? Who you calling a kid? It's Jonathan Morris. The reason I'm here, simply put, is regret. I will not rest until the lord of this castle is vanquished. I thought I would lend assistance to those who might defeat him. But if you can't move from here, how could you help us? In spirit form, I'm able to grant items and techniques I once possessed in life. I think they'll be of great help to you. In that case, please help us. No, I've been able to do fine without any of his help so far. So why don't you just... Right, so far. But this is Dracula's castle. Even if you could use that whip, we'd still be in great danger. Don't you remember your father? Enough about my father. A dead man who leaves me fulfill his destiny. Forget him. Sorry, but still. No, wait, I'm sorry. I guess I got a bit carried away. You might be right, Charlotte. Wind, perhaps we could use your help. Would you help us? If you can complete the tasks I give, only then will I help you. So basically the way this works is that we get a quest system, and we get various items and new techniques for Jonathan that we can use. Oh, well, welcome back. So you're selling your potions here. There aren't many now, but my stock will increase little by little. For a price, right? Yes, I'm afraid so, Master Jonathan. Don't try anything shifty, and don't even try to lie. Still, it is true that rural churches are short on money, or so they say. Thank you. You're lifesavers. Anyway, please have a look. So we're supposed to buy the potion. And that's just basically, I guess, like a tutorial kind of thing. Teaches how the shop works. We're going to buy the castle map, which kind of opens up a little bit more of our map area. And let's grab... We got a little bit more money. Let's go ahead and grab the tailcoat for Jonathan and the sunglasses for Charlotte. So when this game was released on the DS, it actually had an ability where you could put certain items on a online shop, and other players who had your friend code on the DS could buy those items from you. So that was kind of cool. Lizard tail. Slide into narrow spaces with down and jump. Now you should be able to advance deeper into the castle. If you complete the tasks I give you, I shall teach you even more, including magic skills. Master them, and I might entrust you with some items from my past. Sounds good to me. Oh, one more thing. Regarding this castle's lord. You mean Dracula, right? I've read books about him. Dracula isn't this castle's lord. What do you mean? Isn't this place named Dracula's Castle? It is indeed Dracula's castle. However, the castle's lord is a vampire by the name of Browner. I've heard nothing about him. As one would expect, his identity has been kept secret for years after all. He infuses magic into paintings to increase his power. You will undoubtedly come across his paintings in this castle. Search for these paintings. He's using the paintings to make the castle's power his, isn't he? Still, we won't have to face Dracula. That's good news, right? Be careful. His power grows stronger by the minute. No problemo. We just get you the revenge you've been waiting for. That's a promise. Trust us. Jonathan might seem unreliable, but he'd never break a promise. That's interesting. They changed the dialogue there, because in the dialogue in the DS version, Jonathan says something like, "We'll find a way to free you from being trapped here." He doesn't really say anything about revenge, because there's not really, like, Wind hasn't really let us know that there's a lot of revenge yet. That's reassuring. Very well. Best of luck to you. Alright then, let's go find those paintings. Dad Joke says many good DS games exist. Shame some of them force the touch controls when not necessary. Yeah, Dawn of Sorrow is particularly bad at that, because Castlevania Dawn of Sorrow has this thing where bosses are basically undefeatable until you do a certain motion with the stylus. This painting, its power is incredible. Must be one of those paintings, without a doubt. I've got it. Care to share? This painting's function. Browner is using it to control the power of the castle. Well then, let's hurry up and rip it to shreds. Impossible. Anything we do will be pointless. From what I can tell, based on the theory of curse amplification, this picture's a multi-layer pseudo-space barrier. A kind of paranormal phenomenon. Okay. And what's that mean in human language? In short, think of it as a series of walls that surround the magic controlling Dracula's castle. The painting itself is just the outermost wall. As soon as you break it, it'll regenerate. It's unbreakable. How convenient. So now what? I'll sync up my magic with the painting so we can enter it. That'll be the best way to seal the castle's magic away. The risk is quite high, though. No problemo. Come on, what do we have to lose? Okay then, here we go. So we're in the painting now? Here, the vision of the artist is fully realized, literally. City of Haze. So it's kind of an interesting little gimmick to add some new environments than just the typical castle environment. I love the 3D environments here in the background. The game itself is two-dimensional, but you have this this nice scrolling effect. I don't remember if that was in the original DS version. If it was, because the screen is so small, it's so hard to see that you don't really notice it. Clover Tiara. That increases her mind quite a bit. I think mind increases your MP regeneration rate. And this one works a little bit different than most Castlevanias. And typically in most Castlevanias, you use hearts to cast your sub-weapons. This version of Castlevania still has hearts, but they just provide a regen for your magic. Shirofuma, hello WobbleRinos. This is Tycho. How you doing, man? Good to see you. And then you see if your companion takes too much damage, they disappear until your mana regenerates a bit. I was saying that this is probably my second or third favorite Castlevania. This one's just got a lot of secrets and stuff hidden in it. The degree of like hidden secrets and small details in this one really reminds me a lot of Castlevania Symphony of the Night. Several of the other Castlevanias that are like the Metroidvania style don't quite have that. There's something lacking in the tiny little attentions to detail. It's just like even stuff like this, like you jump up on the shelves and stuff starts flying off of them. Excuse me. So we hit 451 subscribers today. And I'm really excited for that. That means that we are getting pretty close to hitting 500. God, this guy sucks. And at 500, I think we unlock some additional features for the channel. I'm pretty sure I have the watch hours for that. So we may unlock some new features like super chats or stuff like that. Tycho says, have you played Castlevania Chronicles? That's one of my favorite 2D linear castlers. It's tough, though. I have played it. It's been a very, very long time. I can't say it was one of my favorites, but maybe I just don't have enough experience with it. Although I'll admit that, like, I'm only just starting to get into, like, really seriously playing the classic Castlevanias. I played a few of the NES ones, you know, as a kid. But mostly, you know, what I really fell in love with the series was the more RPG style, like Simon's Quest, and then Symphony of the Night, and then some of the other ones that came after it. But in the last probably year or two, I've started playing a lot more of the classic Castlevanias, and I've really been enjoying those. I played Castlevania Bloodlines on stream for the first time a couple weeks ago, and it, I think, has become one of my favorites. One thing I like that they did in this game, normally, if you break a light fixture that has a heart in it, you just get a heart, no matter whether your hearts are full or not. And in this one, if your hearts are full, instead of getting hearts, you start getting money. And that really makes the financial grind to try to get some of the more expensive items, it makes it a lot easier. Rush, a basic combination where both players take turns attacking. Press up and Y to use. Consumes MP on use. There's actually several of those type abilities in the game as well. Dragon, welcome in, says, can't wait for the new mainline Castlevania game, Belmont's Curse. Yeah, we were just talking about that just a few minutes ago. I'm super excited for it. You know, I definitely think it's going to play a lot differently than these classic Castlevanias. I think it's probably going to end up playing a lot more like Dead Cells. But I'm super excited for it. I think it's going to be great. Something that I've noticed in like the trailer and the information that we've had coming out of it, there are a lot of references in the art and in other details to the other games in the series. So I think Evil Empire is going to do the series justice in that regard. Tycho says, Castlevania Chronicles originally came out on the Sharp X68000 Japan-only computer comparable to the Amiga in some ways. It was also used as a development computer for Street Fighter II series. I didn't know that. I didn't know it was used as a development computer for Street Fighter. Dragon says, first mainline Castlevania since Order of Ecclesia. No, the Lords of Shadow trilogy doesn't count. I liked the first Lords of Shadows game. I haven't played the other ones. I do have them. And I need to get around to playing them at some point. But yeah, they take some weird liberties with the storyline of Castlevania. I will say, as far as like the 3D Castlevanias go, I liked. I think I enjoyed Curse of Darkness better than Lords of Shadow. Lords of Shadow just kind of felt like sort of a knockoff of the old God of War games. So I mean, it was still good, but so something they did here, I think it's this room. Normally in these Castlevania games, when you find the zombies, they just spawn infinitely, and you can you just keep fighting them, and they do here too. But if you keep fighting them long enough, you actually will spawn like kind of a super zombie. I think it's called a ghoul, and it has a lot more health and does a lot more damage when it hits you. I'm trying to see if I can get it to spawn. Tycho said, there it is. Yep. Oh, there's two of them. Oh gosh. Oh, they despawned before I could kill them. Got to be a little bit stronger for that. Tycho says, never played any 3D Castlevania, to be honest, though I was interested in the PS2 ones. I never got around to playing them, because instead of playing Fatal Frame series. I never played Fatal Frame. Hey, Spidey, how's it going? Dude, it looks like your, Stardew Valley streams have been doing really well. I was checking the other day, and you had, like, couple hundred people watching. Spidey says, is this emulated? No, we are playing on the Castlevania Dominus Collection. So, yes, kind of ish. We are officially emulating, I guess you would say. Tycho says, Fatal Frame is great. The 2 remake coming out looks interesting. Is Fatal Frame... Was it the survival horror where you have to, like, take pictures of spirits and ghosts and stuff? Is that the right one? Yeah, okay. I remember thinking when it came out that that was a really, really cool concept. Let's go this way. That one's by Capcom, I think. I think that's a Capcom game. Alright, so this is the teleporter. This will take us back to the other teleporter at the beginning. I'm not really going to worry about it. Shiro says, not Capcom, you're thinking of Devil May Cry. Yeah, I know Devil May Cry is Capcom. Who did Fatal Frame? Ooh, Cutlass. That's interesting. The Cutlass does the same damage as the whip. I'm going to stick with the whip because of the slightly longer range. It doesn't do as much damage as the Claymore. Okay, Koei Tecmo. Gotcha. I don't know if that's how you say Koei. That's how I've always said it. It's probably wrong. Enamel pinwheels. Yeah, the same people who make Dynasty Warriors and DOA. Got it. I haven't played a good Dynasty Warriors game in a long time. Holy lightning. Summon lightning in the shape of a cross. We're going to actually equip that because I want to see what it looks like. I guess I don't have enough, mana for it yet. Tycho says, I miss Dynasty Warriors. It was fun mowing down hordes of guys with a friend. Spidey says, I played this one on the DS Lite. It was a really good game. Yeah, I think it's one of the better ones that came out on the DS. A lot of people put Dawn of Sorrow higher. Dawn of Sorrow is actually my least favorite of the Nintendo DS Castlevanias. I like this one. This one and Order of Ecclesia are probably tied. I think those two are right on the same level, and then Dawn of Sorrow is just beneath them. Mustang says, I played the One Piece ones. They're pretty good if you like One Piece. One Piece Metroidvanias? Dragon says probably due to the magic seal mechanics, I presume. That's part of it. Oh, I forgot about that. Oh, Pirate Warriors. Gotcha. You're talking about like a Dynasty Warriors thing. This is kind of a fun section. You have to have somebody in the cart, and then you hit the button, and then you quickly swap over so that you can get through all the walls. I know nothing about One Piece. I've honestly never watched the anime or read the manga or played any of the games. I saw a couple of clips with the what did I just pick up? Oh, call partner to use their skill or magic with right button. Got it. I saw a couple clips of the live action that actually looked surprisingly good. I might actually watch that at some point. It almost feels like they upped the drop rate in this one. Spidey says the live action does a good job of summarizing the stuff from the anime if you want to try it out. Yeah, I might go for the live action first, just because I know that One Piece has like a ridiculous number of episodes, and I don't have that kind of time in my life. Save room. One Piece is a hell of a time sink, yeah. I remember I ended up watching, I think it was Naruto. It was a, like a fan compilation that basically cuts out all of the dead stuff and just puts it into like the major story points that you really need to know. Shiro says, for me, it's Full Metal Alchemist. I did watch all of Full Metal Alchemist back in the day. I like that one. And Brotherhood. Both of those were really good. So the cool thing is when you, let's see, where is it? Guides, skills. As you use your abilities, they get towards mastering them. And when you master them, they sort of transform. They get additional abilities. And I think maybe you have to use it first, so I might need to swap over to the axe. But, if you collect extra of the axes, I think it like gives you bonuses on the experience or something. Either that or I'm misremembering the souls from Bloodstained. I might be doing that. Mustang says, Oda wrote Luffy basically to be the ideal friend, so it's fun if you get into it to see the character grow up. I like Full Metal Alchemist too, that's actually why I have Mustang in my name. YouTube forced me to do a name change and I was watching Full Metal Alchemist and Pirates of the Caribbean. I actually really like the Pirates of the Caribbean movies. Hidden room. And another teleporter room. Alright, we're saved. I'm pretty sure the boss fight is like right around the corner here. Yeah, right here. Not sure. Hello, hello. How are you doing? Mustang says, yeah, Davy Jones is fun in the first few. I've never watched after the third one. I think I watched maybe the fourth one. But yeah, the first 2 or 3 are probably my favorites. Boss fight. That was bad. Dun dun dun. Spidey says, gonna head off and exercise before my next stream. Have a great stream, WobbleRocket. This is an excellent game. Thank you, dude. We will catch you later on. Not sure says, I got the job offer I wanted, so I think Monday I get to give my 2 weeks notice. Congrats, dude. Congratulations. What kind of work are you gonna be doing, if you don't mind me asking? You don't have to say it if you don't want to on stream. Tycho says it's been raining hard here. It's not been raining here today, but it was that way a couple days ago. Dragon says attack the head. That'll stop him from using that super attack. Okay, we'll give it a shot. Gonna be a setup machinist. Cool. No more quality management either, which is a huge bonus. Great. I know that was a big thing for you. Am I supposed to hit it whenever he starts trying to grab it? Yeah. Dun, dun, dun. I remember thinking that this boss fight was stupidly hard whenever you first start it. Like, that a lot of the other ones were a lot easier. Not sure says, I'm excited. The new place is so much bigger and cleaner. Cool. All right, let's get serious here and maybe actually beat this guy. Or not. Tycho says, first time with bosses in Castlevania is always hard because of being underleveled. It feels in the Metroidvania castles. Yeah, kind of. This one, I think they really took a lot of the feedback from games like Symphony of the Night, which are notably, you know, Symphony of the Night is super easy. This one levels out. Like, after a certain point, you get better gear and better abilities and all this kind of stuff. God. See, I tried to hit him with the axe, but the stupid thing knocked it away, I guess. Yeah, that's a dumb start. Let's start this fight with even less health. Attack the head when he's about to connect it to his body. Okay. I know I've beaten this guy several times before, but I'm pretty sure I usually like try to just brute force him by leveling up. Oh god, I forgot about that ability. Yeah, the point of the fight is to swat the head away from the body. Yeah, I'm starting to get that. Alright, we're going to give it one more shot. If we die again, what I'm going to do is I'm going to hit the teleporter and we will go through some of the other paths that we've missed. And just level up once or twice and then we'll come back. Nope. Dang it. Oh, I didn't realize he could do that. Oh, I forgot that he can stab upward at you. Oh, that's funny. Okay, so what I'm going to do real quick, I'm going to take a quick break. I'm going to get some more coffee. And then when I come back, we're going to hit that teleporter. We're going to loop back through the stage one more time and hit some of these areas that we've missed. And then we'll come back and defeat this guy. I did a lot better that time. We'll be right back. All right, we are back. Real quick, before we get back to our game, I just wanted to draw your attention to the Wobble Fund stretch goal at the top. We are, I think it's about $33 away from unlocking a bonus Dinkum stream. Today is the 25th, so this stretch goal will go away on the 28th if we do or do not meet it. Those Ko-fi donations, they really help me out. For those of you that don't know, I am disabled. I have epilepsy, and that makes it really hard for me to work a traditional job. So streaming is one of my income sources. So every little dollar helps with that, helps go to all sorts of different things. Tips are always appreciated, but never required. But there are some cool perks and stuff for Ko-fi donors. You get a cool role in the Discord. You get all kinds of other cool perks. You get access to special events like the VIP Make and Chat that we do on the third Thursday of every month. So that's coming up in March. So yeah, let's hop back into Castlevania. So what we're gonna do, we're gonna go and hit that, hit the teleporter down here and loop back through, because there's a couple areas that we have missed that I want to come back to. Not Sure says, any fans of Attack on Titan? I like Attack on Titan. I really enjoy it. It was probably one of my favorite animes. Although I haven't really, I haven't really kept up with all of it. I know the first season or two, I think I watched. I think there's, what, 3 seasons? Maybe 4? Four seasons. It gets really, really good. Yeah, that's what I've heard. I think I watched the first 2. For those of you that are in the Discord, we have our March movie night coming up fairly soon. That'll be on March 10th. And I've got a poll up in the general chat on Discord to pick our movie for next month. I know Back to the Future, I think, is kind of in the lead right now. We've got The Secret of Nim, we've got My Neighbor Totoro, and we've got something else on that list. What do we got on there? Dune, 1984. Dancer, thank you so much for the tip. Dancer puts us at 85% of that goal. Dancer is really excited for us to try to get that bonus Dinkum stream. I'm excited for it. I would love to do a bonus Dinkum stream because I'm kind of obsessed with Dinkum, and I'm trying really hard not to play it when I'm not streaming it, but I really want to. If you're not familiar with Dinkum, it is it's a cozy life sim game. It's kind of like a cross between Animal Crossing and Stardew Valley, set in the Australian outback. We've been playing it on my my Saturday morning streams for the last couple weeks and having a lot of fun with it. Dancer says, dinkum, dinkum, dinkum. I know they came out with a Attack on Titan video game. Has anybody played it? I don't know if it was any good or not. But I know it lets you do the, like, swinging between buildings and stuff the same way the characters do in the game. We're only a couple points away from leveling up. That's probably my favorite thing so far of the Dominus layout, is that you can easily see your, you can see over here how many experience points you need to get to the next level. And it's just on the screen at all times. Not Sure says, I never played it, I heard good things. Alright. Get that level up. This is at level 6. I'm excited to see what Konami announces next, because they've really they kind of came out and they said that Castlevania Belmont's Curse, the new game that's coming up, is only the first of several new announcements. So I'm excited to see what else comes out. A lot of people are thinking it's going to be additional games, and it might be. And I kind of hope it is. Like, I would really, like, probably the top of my wish list is a compilation of the 3D Castlevanias. If they stuck Curse of Darkness, Lament of Innocence, and Castlevania Legacy, what is it, Legacy of Darkness for the N64? If they stuck all of those in a compilation, I would love that. Mustang says, yeah, I expect that to be solid. It's the Dead Cells devs making it, yeah. I would really love a good remake of Simon's Quest. I think that game has a lot of potential for a remake. I don't know that they'll do it, but I would love it if they did. Give it some better dialogue. You know, kind of expand the gameplay a little bit. I think they could do a lot of cool stuff with that. And they've never done a remake of Simon's Quest. Mustang said Simon's Quest could be a very good remake considering how much you travel in it. Yes, exactly. A good way to expand the CV universe outside the castle. And they kind of did that with Order of Ecclesia, because it has portions where you are sort of navigating a world map kind of thing between the levels. So they've got a lot of precedent for it. Unfortunately, you don't get the cart back, so this is a long trip here. And I don't think we can get up there now that I think about it. Because I think you have to have the double jump to reach this area up here. I could be wrong. We'll see. I know there's a hidden room somewhere up there that you can't get to. Okay, yeah, you can get up here. Another teleporter. This game is heavy on the teleporters for some reason. Tear through enemies with raging winds. Got the mace. The mace does a lot of damage, but it is very slow. I don't know if it would be good to use in that fight or not. Stone Homie, hello, hello. How are you doing, dude? So that doesn't make any sense. There's a, the map is showing that there is an entrance up here. How you doing, dude? Mustang says, I think it would be cool if they somehow canonized Dead Cells into Castlevania and made it a part of or consumed by the Chaos Realm. That would explain the constant reshuffling in Dead Cells. That would be cool. Yeah, I could see that. I'm also okay with Dead Cells just being its own thing. Like, I don't really need it to be become part of the series as a whole. Mustang says, I'm good. I've been farming on Resident Evil Outbreak File 2. Been looking for people to play it again with and want to get better at doing the scenarios. Stone Homie says, I just finished up my playthrough of the Halos on Steam. Gonna start Resident Evil 2 Remake soon. We were actually just talking about that. What am I missing here? Because there's got to be an open room up here. I see it on the map. But it's not breaking through. Why is it not breaking through? I don't understand. Something there is not making sense to me. I know there's an upper portion of this map. Maybe you have to come back through after you kill the Dullahan. That might be what it is. Bonk. Can you? No, you can't immediately cancel into a slide. I was trying to see if there was a way to do a cancel on this one, but I don't think there is in this game. At least not at this point. I said bonk, and he said bonk. Stone Homie said, have you had any Mothership games lately? No, and I'm sad about it. My regular Mothership game has disbanded, unfortunately, due to the great enemy of all tabletop role-playing games, scheduling. So I no longer have a regular Mothership game. There is a, I think it's a Dungeons and Dragons one-shot coming up that I might try to get into. Not exactly sure of the date on that one. That was cool. He actually got hit twice. Did not mean to fall there. Cool, leveled up again. So that's 2 level ups since the last time that we fought the Delahan. So maybe that'll help us out a bit. Give us a little bit more health and a little bit more damage. Okay, I want to swap back to Rush. And I think that will work. Let's try that. I like the laughter that this guy has. No! Oh, he hit me. That was interesting, though. The special move, you are immune to damage while you're doing it. So that's good to know. This is kind of my first time like running through and actually trying to beat things on time instead of just grinding to really high levels at the very early part of the game. Oh, that worked pretty well. Of course, I don't have any, just a little bit of MP back. No! Dang it. You take any damage. Got him! There we go. Desperation jerky. Alright, there we go. Whew! That monster just now seemed to be the core of the magic energy. Meaning Browner can't use the castle's power now? No, not quite. His control over the castle's power has decreased a bit. But, decreased a bit? I think there's something else. My, oh my. I knew I smelled something. Seems like some maggots got inside. A vampire! My, such attitude. You dare disrespect somebody of my caliber? I am a lady, Lady Loretta. You probably think your little victory has weakened us a bit. However, I do have some tragic news for you. This wasn't the only one of Father's paintings. I know that. I can obviously tell by sensing the movement of the magical energy. What an amusing sight. A child who fancies herself an adult. Let's take her, Charlotte. Right with you. The whip! Jonathan, what are you doing? Unfortunately, I have strict orders from Father not to fight you. Now, if you'll excuse me... Why did you stop attacking? It was like some strange power was... Oh, never mind. I'm sure it was nothing. I probably just imagined it. Sorry. Oh, well, like that vampire said, I sense other paintings. I can't pinpoint their exact location, though. We'll just have to find them. Let's head back to the castle. We're gonna go save. Alright, we're gonna swap back to the whip, just because that mace is way too slow. And I like the extra range on the whip. Doesn't do nearly as much damage, but I can stay further away and not get hit as often. Mustang says, yeah, he was hitting you for like 20% of your hit points. Stonehomie says, how come this lady knows so much about monsters? Sus. You'll just have to stay tuned for the rest of the story, Stonehomie. Alright, what do we got? Spring off partner's shoulder to jump again in midair. Oh, alright, cool. Jump on each other's heads. And that's how we can get to the next area in the castle, actually. Ow. Jerk. Stop hitting me! There, take an axe to the face. Everybody in Castlevania needs a cape. Having your ally out can be kind of a detriment because if they take damage and you need to be using your... I don't think we can get through here yet. If they take damage and you need to be using your blah 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 words sub-weapon, then they can eat up all of your mana. The axe-throwing guy is as Castlevania as they come. Do a vlog on that mob sometime. That would be cool. The Axe Knight. I bet we could do a pretty cool cool post on those. Moonwalkers. Boots that enhance the ability to dash backwards. Do I have a backdash? I have a backdash! I thought you had to unlock that. That would have been helpful in that last fight. That's funny. I thought it was one of the abilities that you had to unlock from Wind. Mustang says you can even play as one in Symphony of the Night. Always wondered how hard that playthrough would be. I don't remember if that is beatable or not. I think it is technically with some trickery. The big problem with the axe armor in Symphony of the Night is it really cripples your ability to jump. Like, it drops your jump height to like half of what it normally is. Speaking of axes, that would be a fun stream, actually, just to see like how far we can get in axe armor. I bet that would be a lot of fun. Because there probably are some tricks that you can use to get past some of the stuff. Richter is already hard enough. I want to do a Richter playthrough at some point. I've done it before. He plays a lot more like the classic Castlevanias. Although he can get the life max ups, so he does actually gain some additional health over time. Stonehomie says Richter is tough. Richter is hard, but if you get pretty skilled with his abilities, you can do really well. Like, he has the item crashes, which are just godly, and he starts with a lot of mobility actions that just really open up a lot of abilities for you. You don't have to do all of the running back and forth to pick up different abilities. Get back here. Trying to get a pretty ribbon for you, lady. Mustang says, I always use Richter when I could actually find people to play Harmony of Despair. Oh man, I love Harmony of Despair. While pushing an object, call your partner to help you push. Well, that's cool, but we don't want to go down there yet. This guy actually drops some pretty good equipment if you can get him to drop it. Oh, there's lots of axes. There's so many axes. Oh, God. Go away. Boost Khan temporarily. Stonehomie said, I'd love a Symphony of the Night release for Steam. Update them graphics. I don't care if they update the graphics. I just want a Symphony of the Night release for Steam. I would love it if they did... if they did a release of the Saturn version and they fixed like the music issues and the loading times and all that. I mean, obviously you probably wouldn't even have loading times. That would be great. I would love that. Widescreen support would be cool too. Yeah. Widescreen support for Symphony of the Night would be really good. There's actually a ROM hack of Portrait of Ruin that lets you play as Richter and Maria. And I actually have it on my DS. It's really cool because you can... They have all their abilities from the Symphony of the Night version. So it's really a really fun additional game mode for that one. Mustang says, I bet that's a lot of fun. I love playing them both on Rondo. Actually, wait, is that a ROM hack? Hold on one second. I'm trying to remember. Oh wait, no, Richter and Maria is a it's a base version. It's actually in this version. What am I thinking of then? Huh. I'm thinking of something else then. I can't remember. But yeah, you can actually play as Richter and Maria in this game as one of the various alternate play modes that you can unlock without the need for a ROM hack. I know there was some kind of ROM hack for this that involved Richter and Maria, though. Maybe it was one that just added like a more full-featured Richter and Maria playthrough. I don't know. Stonehomie says 2-player Castlevania would be the bomb. Yeah. Harmony of Despair was kind of the best incarnation we've had of a multiplayer Castlevania. I think it could do, what, like 4 players? Was it 6? Okay, up to 6. It was kind of co-op, but kind of also like time rush, like you were competing against each other. Yeah, it had a very strange progression system. It was really grindy. You'd have to play a lot of matches to get upgrades to your character. At least ones that persisted. I think you could get upgrades during the match. I know I played it on the Xbox 360 way back in the day. Oh man, grinding souls with Soma in that one was terrible. I mostly played Alucard. Or I played Shinoa. If you guys are enjoying this stream, please do me a huge favor and make sure you hit that subscribe button. When we started this stream, we were at 451 subscribers, and I am really, really excited to hit 500. So I'm gonna need all of you guys to do me a huge favor and badger, berate, blackmail, beg all of your friends to subscribe to the channel as well, because the more the merrier. Mustang said, yeah, characters were slightly different. Richter had purple scrolls that unlocked his moves you just collected. Yeah. And getting through the first couple times without all of his moves unlocked was a nightmare. It was not fun. Alucard was probably the most playable out of the box. I think you unlocked like his spells and transformations, but for the most part, he could do just everything he needed to. Stone Homie, thank you for dropping the Ko-fi link. Appreciate that. We are 85% of the way to our stretch goal. And we have 3 days. 3 days left to hit that stretch goal. So hopefully we'll get there, because I would really love to do a bonus Dinkum stream for you guys. I think that would be a lot of fun. I might do that Dinkum stream in like an evening time slot. Since we've mostly been doing it in daytime, that would give some of my evening viewers an opportunity to see. What will it be today? Go to the butcher in town and punch some meat to get ground meat. So we have a new quest. That actually takes us back to the city of Hayes. What can I do for you? I'll make you a deal. Let's see if there's anything good we can buy. We'll grab the next castle map. That opens up a lot of stuff. Combat fatigues. Get those. Get a nice silk hat. I think we might go for that one. Engineer boots. Combat boots. Oh, that increases our attack damage too. Pearl ring, a ring adorned with a pearl, increases our defense a little bit. That might be nice because we don't have much in the accessory slots. I think I'm going to go for the combat boots though. And let's grab the Morning Veil for Charlotte. Mustang said, yes, plus he was DLC, and anyone playing a DLC character you didn't own just showed up as Axe Knight armor, so you couldn't tell who they were. Was Alucard a DLC? He might have been, I don't remember. I probably bought all the DLCs when it came out. Mustang said, I wish they would do something modern with Castlevania. Just make a castle with the classic Metroidvania style for us to explore with our friends. Yeah, I agree. Oh, Mustang said no, but I think Richter was, though. Yeah. I think you're right on that. You're back. So we could go back and complete that quest, or we could press on through the castle. I think we're gonna press on through the castle at this point. I don't think there's anything super important that we unlock at that point. Got the Book of Names, so we can actually see the names of our enemies when we hit them, which is kind of redundant in this version because we see the names of the enemies right here anyway. So that's kind of a useless ability for us now, but I think we're going to just press on through the castle. The Little Samurai Guy and Classic Simon were fun to play too. They had smaller hitboxes. Classic Simon. Oh, I forgot he was in that game. After attacking with the whip, hold X to let it drop. That's always a nice ability. What's down here? Is this a save room? Yeah, I think it is. We'll go ahead and save. Got a spear. One of very few Castlevania games that allow you to use a spear. In fact, technically in the Saturn version of Castlevania Symphony of the Night, you can get a spear. However, it just uses a sword animation. He just swings it like a sword. He doesn't actually stab with it. Mustang says, yeah, I think it was Simon. Could have been Trevor, though. Would have been fun to have all the CV3 characters. Grant would have been interesting. Man, Grant is such an underrated character. Oop. Hey, let's not die here. Cassie! Hello. How are you doing? Did you create a new YouTube account? Because it's not showing you as prolific anymore. Oh God! I forgot he can do that. Got him. Woohoo! Mustang says, yeah, I love CV3. It's hard for me to pick a favorite between 3 and Rondo. The classics, they're both so good. I would probably pick Rondo, but that's just because I have more experience with it than with CV3. I need to play CV3 more often. Cassie says, so EP, trying to keep my eyes open. No, I just went and changed the name. Okay, I got you. You got to start posting some clips from your streams. That the Witch's Bakery game you were playing looks super cool. I got it added to my wish list. I might pick up the demo, but I might just wait and get the full release when it comes out. I got all kinds of favorite people in here tonight. Mustang says, even with the CD audio track, Castlevania 3 competes with it too. Both are great games. Yeah. How, Cassie says, don't blame me for waiting for the full release, though. I'm hankering for more already. How long is the demo? I didn't get to stay for the whole stream, but it looked like it had a pretty good amount of content. Stonehomie said, how bad of a monster do you have to be to get imprisoned in Castlevania? You have to be somebody who talks in the theater. A stance that emphasizes offense. So offensive stance is just kind of a passive ability. It uses a certain amount of your mana to start off with, but you just it just gives you a bonus to your attack power. But you don't have any other sub weapons while you use it. Cassie says, "Oh Wobbs, as of today, I'm happy enough with my Fire Emblem game to say it's okay for friends to stream." Awesome. So if at some point you want to, consider this my all clear. Definitely. I will, do you think... Okay, so let me ask you this. You know that I have not played, like, any of the Fire Emblem games. Do you think that playing the hack would be approachable to someone who has never played Fire Emblem? Or should I try to stream one of the other ones first? But I definitely want to, I would definitely want to stream your hack at some point. I think that would be really cool. Mustang says, honestly, I feel like the castle, like in the castle, Dracula would lock up the normal people and let the prisoners run everything. Fair enough. I mean, if you go by the historical take on Vlad Tepes, he was apparently pretty cool to his normal villagers. He just was terrible to everybody else. He is not taking much damage from this. There we go. Okay, there we go. There's the room. HP max up. Heck yeah. Cassie says, I think that normal mode should be fine. You have an in-game guide you can reference. That said, I always recommend playing classic Fire Emblem because it's great. Gotcha. Mustang says, yeah, he just hated outsiders. Stuck fighting the Turks, I think, and the Catholic Church at the same time. Yeah, pretty much. So I was actually reading... There was actually a conversation I had on Blue Sky today. Where Craig Tezrak, he's a tabletop RPG developer. He's behind Dramatis and Personae is the name of the game that he's been developing. But he posted something today asking about if the track Bloody Tears from Simon's Quest was inspired because Vlad Tepes, in some of his writings, refers to blood as tears. And my theory is that that's probably not it. The early Castlevania games were really inspired a lot more by Dracula movies than they were about the historical Vlad Tepes. But and even really Bram Stoker's Dracula. That novel was incorporated when Castlevania Bloodlines came around in the 90s. But really up until then, most of the games were probably inspired more by the movies. You see that a lot in like the designs of Alucard and the inclusion of other classic horror figures like the Mummy Man and Frankenstein showing up in the castle. So my theory on where the title Bloody Tears comes from actually comes from a 1968 Dracula film with Christopher Lee called Dracula Rises from the Grave. So I think that. Brittany says, my kid in here. No, your kid is not in here. I have not seen her. She has mostly abandoned us. She does pop in every once in a while. She showed up, last Saturday, I think, for my Dinkum stream. How are you doing, Brittany? Mustang says, if you haven't ever read about him, the Dracula in Vampire the Masquerade, it's a lot of fun. Yeah, he is too. But what I was saying is there is a scene in that movie where Christopher Lee's Dracula starts crying bloody tears. And so I think that is probably the most likely source of the title of that track. Brittany says good, she's been a snit today. Oh. We should watch some of the Christopher Lee. Oh God, I forgot about this guy. We should watch some of the Christopher Lee Draculas at some point. Just because Christopher Lee is amazing. Stop hitting me! I should probably like spear in the right direction. All right, there we go. We got him. Interesting fact, however, there was a science group that did some chemical analysis on some of the letters written by Vlad Tepes. And they did this thing where they like checked the proteins on the paper, and it could tell you like some information about the health of the people who handled those letters. And they found out that somebody who handled his letters over the years, and it has been centuries, actually had a condition that caused basically caused them to have bloody tears. It's a condition called hemolacria, something like that. And it causes like a certain amount of blood to show up in tear fluid. And it's usually just like a light red tinge. It's not like full on blood pouring from their eyes kind of thing, but still. I thought that was a pretty cool little detail. It doesn't necessarily mean that Vlad Tepes himself had that condition, but somebody who handled his letters over the centuries did. Brittany says, hey Chuck, honestly, I'm not doing great. I posted on social about this reminder text I got at 4:46 p.m. about a school event and how crazy it was. I didn't know this event was happening at all. Oh, I hate when they don't communicate well. Mustang says, I still love the story about him telling Peter Jackson what it actually sounded like when somebody got stabbed in the back when they were filming the last scene with Wormtongue. Oh man, if you want a lot of just fun interactions with Christopher Lee, watching the special features for Lord of the Rings movies, I mean, he's got so much fun stuff to say. He actually wanted to play Gandalf, and of course they ended up casting Ian McKellen for it. But I think he did a fantastic job as Saruman. Just has such a commanding presence. Mustang says, yes, I've heard that. It causes the tear ducts to fill with blood, and in old times people thought it was a sign of vampirism. Yeah. Aha! We got a boiled starfish. What? Boiled starfish has a firm yet slightly elastic texture. Yum. Dancer says if you like this content, please like and subscribe. And you should listen to Dancer because he knows what he's talking about. Mustang says when they were putting the spike through his chest, he finally looked at Peter Jackson and said something like, you think you're clever, don't you? Brittany says, oh, the event started at 4:30. I get the message from the school principal, who's a friend of mine. We've known each other for 10-ish years. I used to change her baby's diapers in daycare. She tells me that the event was posted on the school's Facebook 2 days ago, and I was like, cool, so? Like, I don't stay on Facebook all day. I'm busy. That's not the irritating part, though. Stone Homie says, what was the event? A concert or something? The bats! Keep getting in my way. Mustang says, yeah, the story is that he actually met Tolkien in a pub once, and Tolkien had given him the go-ahead to play Gandalf if they ever made it into a movie. He was too old by that time, though. I don't think he was too old to play Gandalf, but I'm glad that he ended up playing Saruman. I feel like he did better in that role than he would have been in Gandalf. I don't know that Christopher Lee could pull off. Well, I'm not saying he couldn't pull it off because he was an amazing actor, but I don't know that the kindly grandfather feel that that Gandalf has would come across as well from Christopher Lee. The studio said he was too old for Gandalf. That's not his words. He still wanted to. Okay, I got you. Brittany said, that's awful. Why is the school using Facebook to communicate with parents? I don't even have one. My son would just not be going. Oh, Mustang saying that. Yeah, I don't know. Like, most schools have, like, Remind and other apps and stuff like that. They should not be using Facebook as the primary form of communication. There's a lot of people that don't have Facebook anymore. A lot of people have dropped it. Stonehomie said, how do you feel about Count Dooku? I had an action figure at one point. Didn't love the character, but it was awesome to see him as a Sith. I really like Christopher Lee's acting as Count Dooku in Star Wars. I like the character of Count Dooku better in the Clone Wars TV show than I liked him in the movies. You get a lot more nuance for Count Dooku in the TV series, where you find out, you know, why he kind of turned away from the Jedi. He's a lot more of a sympathetic character, I think, in that. He's still a villain, but he's a lot more of a sympathetic character in the Clone Wars series. Brittany says, the irritating part is the assistant principal of the school my kid doesn't even go to yet, inviting himself into my DMs just to tell me to not drive the narrative. What? Brittany, as many times as you've waged war against the school system, I think they should know by now. Brittany said, the event was a parents' orientation thing for upcoming freshmen. My kid's currently an 8th grader going to high school. Gotcha. Mustang says, Dooku is awesome in the TV show and the books. I haven't read... Hold on. Death. I thought you would appear. The one who imposes upon my master. He's swirling with black magic. I've read about him. Dracula's eternal servant, Death. Dracula isn't this castle's master anymore. Why are you here? My, what an odd thing to say. This castle belongs to Lord Dracula. To him and no one else. I get it. You've joined forces with Browner because you're thinking of resurrecting Dracula, aren't you? Browner? Who are you talking about? There's no point in playing dumb. We already know the current master of this castle is a vampire by the name of Browner. Vampire Browner? Even with my power, I didn't sense that. This needs to be dealt with before the return of my master. What? You really didn't know? Well, it doesn't matter. You're connected to Dracula, so I'll fight you here and now. Ha! With that useless whip of yours? At least your dead father was strong enough to wield it. Don't compare me to my father. Calm down, Jonathan. You can't beat him without a strategy. Oh, and to think he needs a little child to admonish him. Sorry, Charlotte. Whenever someone mentions my father, I just lose it. That's alright. It's not like you started hating your father just now. But what's the point in getting angry at someone who isn't even here? It's because he's not here. Listen, my father only taught me the basics of fighting. Then he went and got himself killed, leaving me the heir to the whip. A whip he didn't even teach me how to wield. Why do they keep putting yield? That's a bad typo. He was so selfish. He must have had his reasons. And don't forget that you've been fighting without the whip's power so far thanks to his teaching. Maybe so. But now Dracula may be reviving and I can't even use the power that I'm meant to use. Even though my father could. That's true, but enough with all this talk about my father. Talking won't change a thing. Come on, let's go. When death makes an appearance, Dracula can't be far away. Yeah, you're right. All right, let's catch up on chat a little bit. Mustang says, I'm going to be honest, I'd be blocking all of them and telling them they need to contact me outside of Facebook. Really unprofessional for them to use Facebook, in my opinion. I have messages that are held for review. Stone Homie, what are you doing? Mama Bear Shiz. He says, okay, let's take a poll. Let me take over chat for a minute. I'm gonna let you do that, but I'm gonna keep playing Castlevania. The prequels do a bad job of introducing any new interesting characters, then immediately killing them without any backstory. They did the same thing with Maul. Yeah, they definitely did in Star Wars. Brittany said, I need your input, Wobble. My input is tell them and fight the good fight. So let me get this straight. The guy who DM'd you is the principal, assistant principal at someone else's school, not the school that your kid goes to? Brittany says that's the only reason I'm here instead of just firing off without thinking because I'm mad. Okay, he's the principal at the high school where your kid is not at yet but will be next year. That's a little weird. Yeah. Stone Homie said, my mind says de-escalation, but my heart says burn it to the ground. Okay. Can we... I don't think we can get past here yet. He's the AP at the high school. The principal is the friend. Gotcha. I would just tell his boss, other people being idiots isn't worth you raising your blood pressure. Save that for your kid. Yeah, I think... I mean, I don't think it's professional for a principal or assistant principal at the school that your kid doesn't go to yet messaging you. Like, regardless of the circumstances, that's kind of weird. Because any conversations that you're having should be with the you know, with the administration of the school that your kid is currently attending. That's just my take on it. Stone Homie said, I would remember your kid will have to deal with this guy for 4 years, and I had a principal with a grudge. It's unpleasant. That's true. I will say that I am familiar with the school system that Brittany is talking about, and they have a really high turnover rate lately. We got a new football coach, and he hung out for a month, and then he was like, nope, I'm out. So I don't know. We'll have to see what happens there, but yeah, I think that's all I'm gonna say on that. Is just that he it's not appropriate for leadership at a school your kid doesn't attend to be messaging you about something to do with an event at the other school. Like, even if it's a transitionary thing, that just feels weird to me. Stone Homie said, I got a detention for running in the halls because of it. Mustang said, I got in trouble for taking cigarettes to school, and they took them and gave them to my mom, and she gave them back to me in front of the principal. Alright, we got another boss fight here. Let's see what this one is. Oh, I remember this boss fight. You gotta move the cauldron over so you can easily hit things. And then he comes up and you gotta smack him in the head. It's actually not that hard of a boss fight, if I remember correctly. I think he has, like, something that he starts spitting out. Brittany says, I'm gonna go before I go Super Saiyan. Take deep healing breaths, Brittany. It'll be okay. Got him. Yeah, as long as you slide him over to one of the, as long as you slide this guy over to one of the platforms, you can get through it pretty easily. Mustang says, I honestly think if they're like, that's the target. If they're like that, the target's done been painted. If you're a pain in the ass for them to deal with, encourages them to handle stuff themselves and not get parents involved. Double jump. Nice. We got the Partisan, which I think is an upgrade to the spear, actually. Yeah, nice. A little bit slower, though. Cool. Got some iron leggings. I'm gonna stick with the combat boots because they boost my attack power. Oh, it's a mimic! I forgot there were mimics in this one. Got some different gear, but I think we're going to wait on that. I think there is a teleporter room somewhere around here. Yeah, what we got over here? We have another painting. I don't think we're going to go into that just yet. We'll probably save that for our next stream. There's the teleporter. I'm going to go ahead and explore as much that we can. And then we're going to... I got Frilly Camisole. That's an upgrade to Charlotte's defense. I'm going to go ahead and explore as much as we can, and then what we'll probably end up doing is we will catch the teleporter and head back to the shop and all that and save. And then we'll pick up again on our next stream. How do we get back up there? There we go. Mustang said, I honestly kind of like the Kung Fu Maid designs in this part. Yeah, I do too. I like these guys, the Laraji with the gun, because they can be a lot of fun. Like, you get to see their attack pattern and where they're going to hit. Holy crap, I forgot this guy's here. Got him. Thought he was harder than that, to be honest. Oh, wow, that's a nice increase. That's 6 points extra defense. Very cool. Mustang said, I think they might be in the Soma game so you can use their attack. There is a, if it's not them exactly, there's an enemy that performs very similar. Goggles. More defense, but I'm going to stick with the attack power. That was overkill. A lot of the enemies in this one are just basically carbon copies of enemies from Symphony of the Night. These guys especially, the boomerang guys. Oh, let's try out the boomerang. That boomerang kind of performs similar to the boomerang in Symphony of the Night as well. The way it loops back like that. Yeah, a lot of the monsters from Symphony of the Night actually began in Rondo. Rondo came out a little bit before Symphony of the Night did. Stupid Ukabaks. Iron helmet. There we go. Retro D, hello, hello. How you doing, man? How's your wife doing? I know you said that she was sick last time I saw your post. Got a Gladius. Nice. D says she's recovered already. That's good to hear. Gladius actually increases defense. That's nice. Stone Homie said, I've never even seen Castlevania 64 played. I've seen one or two streamers do it. It's not one that gets streamed very often. No! Die already. Lord. Oh, I forgot that poison in this one actually does deal damage to you over time. Where are we? Okay, we're not too far from the entrance. So we're gonna... Oh, no, we can't go that way. Okay, let's go back to this teleporter back here. And then we will we'll catch that, and that'll take us back to the entrance. I don't have any way to heal myself right now, so I gotta take this kind of careful. Mustang said Curse of Darkness, or whatever the second 64 one was called, is fun too. That was Legacy of Darkness. That was... I don't know if you'd really call it a remake of Castlevania 64. It's kind of, I think it is more like what you would call a director's cut, in that it is Castlevania 64 the way the developers wanted it to be. Curse of Darkness was on the PlayStation 2. All right. We're going to save. That is going to be our stream for tonight. We made pretty good progress. I mean, we've cleared out a pretty good part of the map, and we made it through the City of Haze. We have a couple of quests and stuff like that to unlock, and we found the next painting, so that's our next objective. We'll do that the next time that we stream this game, which will probably be Sunday, I'm thinking we'll probably stream Castlevania Portrait of Ruin on Sunday. Mustang said, yeah, Legacy. It has other characters as unlockables. Yeah, it has 3 or 4 different playable characters, I think. Mustang said they just both have pretty bad frame rates. Stonehomie said, or we can play for 1 more hour. We could play a little bit longer. What do you guys think? We'll, let's do a poll. I'm okay with streaming for a little bit longer, if you guys want me to. Should Wobble stream longer? Yes or no? How do I get rid of that? There we go. Start poll. Mustang said, I'll stay and hang out. I need to charge my controller anyway. We'll give it a couple of minutes. If nothing else, I am going to take a break and get some more to drink and check in and make sure that Brittany hasn't had a complete and total meltdown. But yeah, we can do that. That's fine. Yes has 100%. So that works. I'm okay with that. I'm actually feeling pretty good. I got a really long nap this afternoon, so I actually have a lot of energy right now. What was I saying? Oh, our stream Friday, we're going to be back in Super Mario RPG, and we will do Super Mario RPG, and we'll get through as much of that as we can. Saturday, we will be back in Dinkum for Cozy Saturdays. I might have another kind of cozy game to show off that day. I'm not sure yet. I've got a couple that I picked up recently in bundles, and I might show off one of those on Saturday. I'm not sure yet. Not saying what I'm going to do yet, but we will definitely be playing Dinkum. And then on Sunday evening, we will do some more Castlevania Portrait of Ruin. Stonehomie said, Britt is the Mel Gibson of our lethal weapon. One hell of a cop, but a loose cannon. That is probably the best description of Brittany I've ever heard. Okay, so I will be back in just a few minutes. I'm going to take a break. I'm going to get a snack, and I'm going to get something else to drink. It's probably a little bit longer than the break that we took at the 1 hour mark. But then I will be back, and we'll play for another 45 minutes or so. How about that? Because we got 100% on our poll that you guys want me to play some more, so I guess I will. 4 votes, 100%. All right, I'm okay with that. All right, we will be back in just a little bit. Enjoy this wonderful music. If you know of somebody that you think would really enjoy this stream, send them a link, please. And I will be back in just a little while. All right, we are back. Let's see what we can get into. We're going to talk to Vincent and see if there's anything more we can buy. Because we have just knocked out a couple more bosses. We can get a silk hat. Increases our intelligence quite a bit. Silent sandals would be nice for... Let's see if we can sell anything. I know we have a couple of things that we have quite a few of. Hey, Pixel. What doing? Sell a couple of these copper plates as well. Alright, let's buy... Mustang said, Pixel got huge fast, by the way. I started watching again a few weeks ago. Never saw you were live for some reason. Last time I saw her, she fit in your hand still. Yeah, she is... She has gotten a full-size cat now. She still thinks she fits in the palm of my hand. She really does. Hi. I know. I'm throwing you off because I'm streaming a lot later than I normally do. I'm usually done by like 8 o'clock. She's like, "What's going on, dude? This is weird." You'll be all right. Okay, what are we buying? Let's buy Silent Sandals. We'll buy those for Charlotte. What did I just buy? Oh, I bought the silk hat. That's okay. That's what I just bought for him. Mustang said, "Yeah, that's what it seems. That's what seems fun about Alchemist. You're really only limited by how creative you can be. There can be a ton of stuff. I have no idea what you guys are talking about." Okay, so we have a couple of quests that we can do. Ghosts in the Desert. Defeat 10 hill guards. We can do that one. I don't want to go to the desert yet. We're going to save that for next stream. But we'll go do these two quests. The first one, we have to go back to the City of Haze. Talking about Alchemist in Pathfinder. Oh, okay, I got you. Pixel is shedding right now, and when she just hopped up here, somehow I think I got one of her cat hairs stuck in my nose. I actually haven't played Pathfinder in a really long time. I would like to get back into Pathfinder at some point. I do kind of like the more crunchy types of tabletop games like that. Alright, so this is where we want to be. And we have to equip, I think, the Cestus. We have to punch. Quest successful. Supersonic punch. Alright, so we take that back to Wind. And he gives us something. I don't remember what he gives us. When I'm talking about Pathfinder, I'm really talking about Pathfinder First Edition. I actually have not played the Second Edition, although I have read through the rulebook, and I liked what I saw. I really should get an opportunity to play Pathfinder 2nd Edition at some point. All right, so we'll head back to Wind. We'll drop this off, and then we will go back to the Hill Guards and finish taking them out for his other quest.
You're back. Well done.
The weapon's all yours now. Bullet punch received. Enable the wearer to throw punches at the speed of sound. That's kind of cool. Looking like Goku. We're still going to go back to our spear, though. I like long range in this game. I prefer to have the whip or the spear so that I can make some distance on things. What are you doing, Pixel? She's got the zoomies all of a sudden. Mustang said, I have no idea what rule set of Pathfinder I used to have. The book just said Pathfinder. But Pathfinder has so many add-ons, classes, and stuff like that. That was probably the very first Pathfinder. It was probably 1st edition. I don't think they made a distinction on edition types at that point. Which basically, like, 1st edition Pathfinder was... It was Dungeons and Dragons 3.5 with the serial numbers filed off and a whole bunch of unofficial bug fixes. Okay, so I really love this little detail. Charlotte is supposed to be a witch, right? When she does her double jump, she teleports in a broom. I just think that's fun. Mustang said, I know it was Paizo by that point, but not sure the rule set version was. Yeah, it was definitely 3.5 at that point. Paizo actually started off as the publisher of Dungeon and Dragon magazine. They took over from, I guess, like TSR, basically. And so they had published that for years. And then when 4th edition Dungeons and Dragons came along, Wizards was kind of like, yeah, we because Wizards still had the rights to they still had the rights to Dragon and Dungeon magazine, but I guess Paizo was the producers of it or something. I don't really know the way it was, the licensing agreement was arranged. But when 4th edition Dungeons and Dragons came out, Wizards of the Coast was like, yeah, we're gonna go full digital with Dungeons and Dragon magazines. And so Paizo was like, oh crap, we gotta find some way to make money. And so they came up with Pathfinder. And it was a raging success because a lot of people didn't want 4th edition Dungeons and Dragons. Although honestly, I kind of like 4th edition. It was not well received when it first came out, but it had some really cool ideas in it. All right, we have another painting here that we could do. We're not going to do that one next because that one's a pain in the butt. Mustang said, I miss TSR. They had a ton of good games too. I love the old gold boxes. Hey, we got a new spell. Summon a skeleton gunman. Let's do that. Heck yeah. Wait, is there a special section up here? Ah, there it is. MP max up. That's good. And nun's robes. None of those are better than the frilly camisole. I guess I could have not bought the Silent Sandals since I just got some right there. What do you got? Oh, you have the Shy Guy. I posted in Discord a video of Pixel playing with the Shy Guy plushie. For those that don't know, my cat Pixel is obsessed with this little Shy Guy from Mario, the Shy Guy plushie that I got. And he's supposed to go on the back here with some of my other collectibles. But she steals that one in particular all the time. She does have the Shy Guy again, yeah. Got a sequin dress. That's an upgrade. We'll take that one. Stonehomie says emotional support Shy Guy. The poor Shy Guy has holes in his face because she apparently thinks his face is tasty. I cannot get in there yet. So I think later you get an upgrade to the lizard tail that lets you do kind of a slide jump, sort of like what Richter does. We're just gonna let that guy do his thing. Mustang says, mine are finally sleeping on the bed. I turned on my heating blanket and they both conked out on it. That is a great way to get a cat to stay still. Alright, I think there's some Hill Knights through here. Yeah, there we go. Can I see quest progress? Okay, we've done that. So it's done. Gotcha. We can head back now. We'll go forward and hit that that teleporter up there. Got a new spell, boost strength. I gotta buy some potions when I get back to Vincent. Level up. Stone Homie says our Jinx turns 16 on 420. That's a pretty good age for a cat. Poncho. Not better than the iron plate that we're using. One of the things I don't like about this game, they give you so much gear. There's a substantial portion of it that is just not really useful to you. Stone Homie says she's getting old but still sweet. YouTube must have done something weird with their oh wow, I really need to heal. Good thing I got a potion there. YouTube must have done something strange with their moderation, because all of a sudden I'm getting a whole bunch of messages that are held for moderation that used to never be held. Because apparently, Mustang, your last message, I guess because you mentioned sleeping or staying in bed or something. I don't know. But that prompted the auto mod to say that I should hold it for moderation. People were reporting that some comments like weren't going through before, and I think it's got to be all related. I think YouTube is doing weird stuff with their moderation again. They're probably making AI do it, and that means it's probably just being worse than it was when people did it. Got a monocle. I don't think it's anything to do with you, dude. I think it's all on YouTube. Got an uncursed potion. Oh, let's see here. Whoa. How do I get up there? Yeah, take some lightning. Oh, that looks like a health max up there. If I can get to it, that's going to completely heal me. Assuming I can get to it without dying terribly. Trial fan said, yeah, I was in a chat on Lawn Crimes today, and people were talking about comments not posting. It's definitely YouTube. Mustang says, I do watch some spicy content creators. I noticed if I comment on their videos, then my messages are messed up like this for the next few days. I don't think it's that, because I've had a whole bunch of people message it. Stone Homie said, just for that, I'm going to be twice as profane. Poppycock! Boulder Dash! Nope! Oh, God. Oh, God! No! Oh, that was dangerous. Space Cadet, hello, hello. Welcome in. This is Castlevania Portrait of Ruin, which was originally released for the Nintendo DS. And we are now playing it on PC with the Castlevania Dominus Collection. So how do I get... I think maybe that I gotta come in from a different angle. Let's see. Let's try going back up around this way. Excuse me. Gotta go around this. Space Cadet says, who are you playing as currently? I'm playing as Jonathan Morris. This game takes place in 1945. And Jonathan is actually the son of John Morris, who is one of the playable characters in Castlevania Bloodlines. Hey, no, don't shoot me in the back. Mustang said, I can't wait for the Bravely Default remake so I can finally play it without the second screen. Are they doing a remake of Bravely Default? I never played Bravely Default, but I always wanted to. So if they're making a remake of that, I am down for that, because it looked super cool, and I heard amazing things about it. How are you doing tonight, Space Cadet? Let's, we're gonna run up here real quick and use the save room. And then we'll head back down, because I think there's another way we can get some of this stuff down here. Space Cadet says, I'm great working on an essay. What's your essay about? Mustang says, I thought I heard they announced it. Bravely Default is fantastic. Let's check and see. Bravely Default remake. There is... Hey, why are you not capturing? There we go. There's apparently a Bravely Default Flying Fairy HD remaster. I don't know if that is the first game or not. Yeah, it is. Bravely Default, the incredible first installment in the Bravely series, returns, remastered in high definition. It looks like it's already out, dude. Only for the Nintendo Switch 2, though. That sucks. I wish they would come out with a different version. Maybe we'll get some ports. I don't know. Stone Homie says, have a good night, guys. I'm being summoned. See you later, dude. Bravely Default has probably my favorite Japanese RPG combat music. It does have a really good OST. But yeah, it looks like that remaster's already out. You just have to have a Nintendo Switch 2 to play it. Mustang says, yeah, I'll play it on my totally legal PC backup. That is the true way, dude. Space Cadet said, looks like a cool game. I've never heard of it. Is it good? I've never played it. But I've heard really good things about it. I'm always down for good RPGs. Alright, so we go down this way. Oh, Mustang says, I love it. The combat's one of my favorites. You can hold turns and then use them all at once. That's cool. Is it kind of more like a strategy RPG? I imagine there's some strategic elements involved there. Why are you hitting me? These guys are so mean. Aha! That opened that up. Okay, I guess that's all that really did. I was expecting that to be a lot more, I was expecting that to be a lot more interesting than it was. Let's, see. What is our best route? I think it's going to be down this way. We'll grab a teleporter and we'll head back to the center so that we can, Stop! You guys are mean. Everybody's poisoned. Do I have any more anti-venoms? I don't, naturally. Alright. We're just gonna have to make it. I think the poison eventually runs out. I hope. It doesn't seem like it, though. I'm still poisoned. Okay, there it goes. It finally ran out. Mustang says it started as a remake of Final Fantasy 1. Huh. Okay, I didn't know that. Well, hopefully they'll release it for other systems at some point. Square has been pretty good about doing PC releases of their games lately. They may have some kind of licensing agreement with Nintendo, though, that says they can't until a certain period of time goes by. Alright, Defender of the Stairs. Whip Skill 2 learned. What does Whip Skill 2 do? While jumping, use down and X to attack diagonally downward. The problem is, my whip is terribly inefficient at this point because it just doesn't have the attack power. I gotta find a different whip. I like that you can just kind of flail it around, though. So far, the Partisan is the best weapon that I found. Let's see. I think that is pretty much everything that we can do in Portrait of Ruin at this time. We've found 2 of the other paintings. I want to save those for a future stream. We'll be streaming this again on Sunday. So what we're gonna do, let's see, how do we get reset game? How do I get back to the main menu? End game. End the game and return to the main menu. There we go. So this game, actually included a remake of Haunted Castle, which, if I remember, Haunted Castle was a arcade game, kind of, sort of tied into the Castlevania series. They eventually canonized it, You play as Simon Belmont. Dracula comes and steals your wife on your wedding day. I've never played this before. This is the remake. This looks cool. I might have to play the original. What do we get? Oh. Hey, no. Don't hit me. Mustang says, yeah, I think it was the first Castlevania technically. I've heard it's really, really hard. Yeah, probably. I mean, it was made as an arcade game, so it was meant to be a quarter eater. I like the graphics in the remake, though. Alright, let's see. Does it control the same way? Alright, yeah, we can throw... Oh, we got another whip upgrade. Look at that! That's cool. We still can't jump off of stairs, though. Simon never did figure that out. Oh, I don't like the arc on the axe. That is definitely not a stereotypical Castlevania arc. Go back to the dagger. Whoa, what's happening? I don't like it. I don't like it. Oh god. That I don't like that. That wasn't nice. Now what's happening? Oh god, there's just like random flames and random stuff trying to kill you. And we're still on the first level. Kind of reminds you of Castlevania Chronicles. Yeah, I could see that. I really like the graphics in it, though. They did a good job for the remake. I want to see what the graphics look like in the original. I wonder if it has any other sub-weapons than the dagger and the axe. Oh, what do we got here? We have a torch. Let's see how the torch performs. Okay, so the torch kind of works like the holy water. You throw it down and it burns for a second. Uh-oh. It's Medusa! I feel like this is probably not the best weapon to use against her. Mustang says I've always kind of heard it compared to Ghosts and Goblins in difficulty. The original maybe. This remake is not. If it were, I wouldn't be this far, because Ghosts and Goblins is terrible. I hate that game. Okay, I gotta figure out. Got her. Uh-oh. Looks like we got some kind of a dragon thing coming up as the next boss. Lullaby of the Devils, Stage 2, Cave. See, I like the way the whip works in this one. If they had this kind of whipping animation in the other Castlevania games, I think that would be really cool. Because the whip is really neat. You don't keep your sub-weapon between levels. That's interesting. Cadet says, Castlevania is so gothy. I love it. It really is. Hey! Put your skeleton back. I guess you can't destroy that second part. What? Oh, I gotta go down. Okay, I see. Oh, you have a time limit. Is that the boss in the background? That's cool. No! Also, no. At least you don't automatically die when you fall in the water, like you normally do. Oh, there's so much stuff on screen. Oh, the bat got me from behind. Mustang says, I still love Rondo and Symphony of the Night era concept art because that's basically all it is. Yeah. Which is funny because Rondo has such a very different art style. Like, they went full anime for the art style in Rondo. Okay, I don't like the rocks. Not a fan of the rocks. You gotta hit the merman twice. That was not fun. Oh, I have 1 hit point left. This is not gonna go well. Oh, there's so many bats. Oh, we got a boomerang. Nice. I'm surprised it's not a cross, but I guess it makes sense. They probably hadn't developed the cross as a weapon at that point. Oh. Okay, that's really cool. I like that. Let's take a look at the original. Oh, don't like that. Press attack or jump button. See the difference in the animation here. Oh, so in this version he just he swoops down and just grabs her. Oh god, he moves so much slower in this version. And he has this weird, like, stumpy walk. I don't know what that's about. Oh, what the heck is happening? Okay, yeah, I'm glad they took this out. Oh, that climbing animation is terrible. It's a bomb? I have a bomb. What does the bomb do? What hit me? Uh-oh. Here's Medusa. Am I supposed to, like, throw the bomb at her? I don't know what I'm supposed to do here, guys. Oh, no. Here she is. Yeah, that's not going to go well. All right. That was fun. I would definitely play the remake more. I'm not so sure about the original. I'm not sure if I want to try that again, but I did like the remake of Haunted Castle. We'll probably try that again, maybe at the end of our next Castlevania Portrait of Ruin. So like I said, not tomorrow. I'm not streaming tomorrow. Friday, I'm going to stream. I'm going to stream some Super Mario RPG for the Super Nintendo. Saturday, we will stream Dinkum. And then Sunday, we will be back in Castlevania Portrait of Ruin. So thank you guys so much for hanging out with me. I'm going to drop the stream of a streamer friend of mine who is live right now in the chat. So if you are still looking for other things to watch, we're going to check in on Jackie Jinx. She is playing Metroid Fusion at the moment. So pop into her chat, tell her Wobble sent you, and give her a follow because she is wildly entertaining and one of my favorite streamers at the moment. Thank you guys so much for hanging out with me. I will see you guys on Friday. That'll be at 7 p.m. Eastern. See you guys later. Bye-bye.